Hey everybody, just a quick update on your next assignment. Some of you had some questions. It's pretty simple. If you look here, I've got the pages. This is not a research essay. In other words, you're not required to have footnotes or endnotes or bibliography. If you want to, that's fine, but you're not required to. We actually just want to see that you're able to make an argument on an assigned topic. The book is assigned a topic they think would be interesting to you. It's down here at the bottom. It says in a 2 to 2.5 page typed paper. That means double spaced, Times Roman. Some of you have been using other fonts. It's not a huge deal in terms of points right now, but it will take some points off. But double spaced, Times Roman 12 font. 2 to 2.5 means go just a little over 2 to guarantee it. You can go up to 2.5. I'm not going to dock you if you go 3 if you really want to go. But make sure it's a good solid 2 pages. And then it says there'll be some explanation here on pages 393, 94 of your digital text. That's the book that you're going into, our textbook. And the topic you're arguing, you have to use this topic now. You're not allowed to just argue about something, but you need to argue what you think, what your position is on this question. Should students or non-students be allowed to hold large-scale protests? Now, I think the idea here is around either students or non-students at school. Can schools be a place for protests? You can break that down more if you want to, high school versus college. I think it has college in mind because you're college students. So you have things like going back to Kent State in 1968, where there were large-scale protests that ended up in deaths of students being shot by rubber bullets. That versus the idea of freedom of speech. That's what you're really wrestling with in there. And what do you think should happen? Are students, as students, allowed, or should they be encouraged to, or is it within their rights, or should they focus more on learning and being students and not be activists and protesters? That's the kind of questions you're asking in this paper. So just give what you think, make an argument, and by making an argument, you're stating a claim. In other words, a claim would be your answer to this question. I think students should be allowed to make large-scale protests or hold large-scale protests. And I believe this is true for the following reasons. And then you'll give an outline of what you think you're going to put down as your 3 or 4 arguments for this. And then you're going to fill that out by making those 3 or 4 arguments. And then you're going to have a conclusion. So in one sense, it's just a larger scale 5-paragraph essay. But a little bit more than that. I think a good way to do it is to have an introduction, to have some background, then to have what we call your thesis statement, with then following that your basic outline. In other words, tell them what you're going to say. Then you say it, and you make your arguments, and you fill out the body of the paper, and then you conclude. And a good way to conclude is to tie it back to the beginning, not just say I'm concluding and summarize, but somehow tie it together so it's a package. That's a good way to do it. And so I'll be looking at these. Hopefully you got back your papers. I think everybody got them back. I sent out a note anyway on your on the message board saying if you didn't get back your papers and you think you should have, let me know. Sometimes in putting out 48 papers, I skip over one, and sorry about that. The way I'm doing it, I'm trying to make it as effective as I can by using my iPad to write. If you don't understand something I said, because I know it's sloppy in the first place, then it's sloppier when you get it to the iPad. Say, what in the heck did you say here? Because it probably is that messy at times. I apologize. I'll just try my best. But write me and say, what did you mean here? And I'll write you back and say, oh, I meant this or I meant that. So please be in contact if you have any questions. I don't mind just saying, hey, I didn't get this, or I don't know what you're talking about here. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm here for you. I'm here to help you get through this. It's 4 weeks. We're getting down. We're about halfway through, maybe a little more than halfway through now. So keep cranking. You're doing good, except from some of you I haven't seen some assignments, so I'd like to hear from you. Anyway, let's keep cranking, and we'll talk to you soon. This is due on the 9th, which is Monday, I believe, like before. Okay? All right. We'll see you. Bye.